What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode with my pal Alex and Feisty Pants.
Check out your bio, see whether you can book it somewhere else.
Are they in it? I don't know. We're going to find out who's buying and who's selling. Buyers and sellers. That's this episode's topic in Major League Baseball. So let's show you this. I got the East leaders right here. The American League Central and the West. And then right below it is the National League East, Central, and West. Now, we're gonna go break it down team by team. And I'm not gonna go in depth because, you know, I don't have endless resources like TV stations do. But we're gonna talk about it. The Orioles in the American League East. Let's start there. The Orioles need pitching to stay ahead of Boston and Toronto. They're 51 and 36. They're 2 games ahead of Boston and Toronto. They're both 2 games back. Yet they have different win-loss records. I wonder why that is. Oh, I guess that's just how it adds up. Check it out. All right. Now, Chris Tillman for Baltimore has been, you know, very dependable. And, you know, he's 12-2. He's got like a 3-something ERA. He's got 98 strikeouts for the first half. That's pretty nice. Zach Britton has closed all 27 of his save opportunities. He's saved all games. And he's striking out 10.3 batters per 9 innings. That is not too shabby. However, I mean, they can't carry the pitching staff. I think they have enough offense. You know, maybe they'll pick up one player, one offensive player somewhere. You know, but I think they need a little help in the rotation. Boston has the offense. Look, I mean, David Ortiz, he's 40. He's retiring this year. He's batting .332 with 22 home runs and 72 RBIs. And he's going to retire this year. I mean, I'm like, holy crap. And he's not the only guy producing on that staff. David Price, you know, when Boston signed him, I said, I don't even care. You know what I mean? He's 9-6. He's got a .434 ERA. He gave up 16 home runs already. He gave up 17 all of last year, and he's already given up 16 at the half. It's not, I mean, it's not terrible, but I mean, it's not good. You know what I mean? So I think Boston needs a starter to help balance out the portion of David Price, unless David Price turns it up a few notches, but I don't think he's gonna. And Toronto, the world of Toronto revolves around Aaron Sanchez, and they got plenty of offense. You know, Joey Bats, one of my favorites out there, Encarnacion, Tulowitzki, reigning MVP Josh Donaldson. You know, they have some offense. You know, everybody's producing over there. There was a couple of All-Stars. I think they need another pitcher. You know, same as Boston, same as Baltimore. I think whoever does the best trade is probably who's going to stay ahead. It's a tight race in the AL East. Now, the Yankees, right here, right there, the Yankees. It's decision time in New York. It is time to either buy or to sell. They need to make some serious trades, or they need to make some serious trades to consider, you know, maybe next year. Either they're going to trade to contend, or they're going to trade for next time. They're not out of it. You know what I mean? They're 7.5 back in the East. They're 5.5 back in the wild card. They're at 500, 44 and 44. Let's check that out again. You know, they could pull it off if they do the right thing. Now Chase Headley at third base. He's not the greatest player. He's not the greatest defensive player. He's not the greatest offensive player, but he's who they have at third base. Mark Teixeira, I feel they need to just... I understand he's making a crap ton of money. I understand they don't want to give up on Mark Teixeira, but I think it's time. I think it's time to move on. I think A-Rod needs to get in there on an everyday basis so he can start producing. Some people just need to play that every day in order to be good. But if they decide to sell, even if they decide to contend, I think the trading pieces are the same for them. They were talking Beltran. A lot of people are interested in Beltran. He's having an all-star year. You know, I almost called him Tracy Chapman. Aroldis Chapman, Andrew Miller, Brett Gardner. Those are the 4 big names that are on the trade rumors. But I mean, I don't see them getting rid of Chapman and Miller. I could see Gardner or Beltran. I can't see both of them. Only because they have a couple of the younger guys that play the outfield are all on the disabled list. Aaron Judge is only one person. He can't cover right and left field. You know what I'm saying? So I think it depends, which one of them would go. And I think they get rid of Beltran first before Gardner. I think Gardner's got some life in him. He's still got the speed around the bases. He could still play some scrappy baseball. That's what the popularity was for him all in New York. They liked his scrappiness. Hashtag scrappy. So that's just the American League East. Now, the rest of the divisions seem to kind of fall into pieces. Detroit, the White Sox, and Kansas City, they all need pieces to beat Cleveland, who is just on fire. Cleveland needs a little something just to stay on fire. I think that's going to be really interesting to see what each of those teams make, and I think the best moves made by that team, whoever that team is that makes the best moves, that's the team that's going to take the Central. Texas is playing some good ball, but they need like a solid pitcher. Maybe not the top pitcher in the game, but they do need one more than who they have. Colby Lewis, I think is it Colby Lewis is out? Yu Darvish is not is not stellar, and Cole Hamels is only one man. Is he on Texas? I think he's in Texas. I didn't write my homework down. Houston needs a starter, and they have a lot of prospects to offer. Now, they have a lot of prospects that they could promote, but I don't know that they would be better off by doing that instead of trading them for a major league experienced pitcher. So I think they're going to make some trades. I think they're going to go ahead and buy. The National League East, dude, I can't even. They're each of the teams, it's the Mets, the Marlins, and Washington, who's just on fire. The Mets and the Marlins are 6 games back in the East, but in the wild card, they're tied for first. They're in it. And Washington, everybody's vowing to win here. They don't want to give up. So that's going to be it's going to be pretty damn interesting. Now in the Central, the Cubs have it. I'm sorry. I've picked the Cubs from way back at spring training. I said Cubs. But St. Louis and Pittsburgh are not out of it. They're gonna fight for the wild card. St. Louis is only a game out of the wild card. Pittsburgh is a game and a half out. But the Dodgers, you have to watch out for the Dodgers. They're ahead 2.5 games in the wild card race. And I don't know that they'll catch San Francisco in the West. So the Dodgers is probably going to be in the Dodgers, Cardinals, Pirates in the wild card. It's going to be tough. Colorado is not a chance. There's 16 games out, 7 back in the wild card race. That's a lot of games. Wow. San Francisco just has it on lockdown. You could pretty much just write them in. Provided anything can happen in baseball. I always say that. Somebody can get hurt. Somebody can make a trade. Somebody couldn't. Maybe they don't perform as well as they did the first half. Maybe, a traded player just can't do what they do in one city that they did in their original city. It happens. It has happened. That is why, it's not the only reason why, but that is why I watch baseball. Anything can happen. Tell me what you think. Leave it in the comments below. I want to hear everybody's opinion. Who do I at this point? I'm sticking with the Cubs in the National League. In the American League, I have to go. I don't know because I don't think, even though Texas and Cleveland are blowing the divisions away, I don't think that either of those clubs are better than Boston, Toronto, or Baltimore. Wow, this is insane. How can you not? You just have that much talent. And you can't even write out the White Sox. I feel the White Sox could get it together and get in there. We'll have to see. September, here we come. Like this video, leave me a comment, and subscribe for more.